speaking to another artist. I've done interviews here, and other artists have mentioned your name, and you just seem like, just following you on Instagram, like you are one of those you're a pillar in the community, and it seems like it's not just art, it's just like your whole persona. So is that, I was going to ask, do you feel that way? But more so, is that something that's always been, like you have this leadership quality? Is that always been there, or was that something that's groomed? I don't know, maybe you have older siblings or anything like that, or your parents even? Like, you're a pillar, and you help out a lot of people, from what I can tell. Yeah. So maybe if you just kind of explain how that, do you feel that way? Do you kind of see yourself as someone who?
I see it, because I mean, so many people tell me. At this point, I can't.
Yeah, you can't deny this.
Yeah.
That's a great title to have.
Yeah. For me, it's who I am. So when I'm running my business or anything that I want to do in regards to my passion, what's important for me is for me to be myself, and not have to put on a role, like a hat as an entrepreneur or as a leader, as an artist. Like, I want to be consistent across the board. And for me, it feels good to support people, to help people. Professionally, I'm also a community health worker.
Oh, okay.
So it's natural that I gravitated to that profession. Before that, I wanted to pursue teaching.
Okay.
So it's always been in me to just support people, either by connecting them with resources, or sharing information, or creating safe spaces, like for them to like meet their full potential.
That's amazing. I definitely see it. So that kind of, let's then take a couple steps back. So you're 6, you come to Canada, and you start drawing right away, and you're a famous artist. Isn't that how it goes?
If only.
That's not how it works. So maybe tell us kind of like your starting, the earlier parts of your journey.
Got you.
Was that something, did you notice that you had talent right away, or was it just like all an accident?
I developed a love from art from my dad.
Okay.
We were in France. I tell this story all the time. We were in France. I noticed him drawing Egyptian characters, fell in love.
Oh, wow.
And my only objective at that point was to be able to do what he did. Not that I needed to be great at it. I just wanted to be good. I wanted to like create magic. Blank piece of paper, and then now I have something.
Something has arrived.
Yeah, so I would do it and realize that it's not looking like my dad's. So I was like, all right, I always had this like by any means necessary mentality. So I would often like take images, put them on the windowsill, and then trace images and then color them. Not knowing that what I was doing is actually building muscle memory. So my shapes are getting better because now like I'm repetitively like tracing shapes. My shading, my drawing, everything, I start to improve. We moved to Toronto, and you know, like a lot of kids, when you get bored in class, you start to doodle.
The doodles, on the notebooks.
Yeah, and I would like doodle all the time at home. I'm drawing. Finally, I believe it was the 4th grade. I'm drawing. I usually get in trouble, and the teacher comes up to me and she looks down on the paper. And in my head, I'm like, here we go again. just take me in. But to my surprise, she was like amazed. She was impressed. And then based on her reaction, it got my other classmates to like pay attention to what I was doing. And then it was at that moment I looked up and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm actually
pretty good.
Yeah, so that's when it clicked in. But prior to that, it was literally like the process of creating that was my main focus.
Oh, wow.
Fast forward to high school, now everybody knows that, you know, Kofi's the guy or one of the people that is a really good artist. With that came a lot of pressure. Like so,
produce.
Yeah. So now I need to produce bangers all the time, And in regards to drawing, that was no issue.
Yeah.
I've never painted in my life.
Okay.
So now we have like painting assignments for school, and it's like, yo, this is totally new to me. So shoot, what am I gonna do? Like, I can't meet this expectation. So I developed like a really strong anxiety and fear for painting.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so much so that like I had like physical reactions. I would skip assignments. I would skip art class. A couple times I almost failed out of art class.
Wow. So was this an art-based school or?
It wasn't.
Okay.
At the time, it was recognized for being, you know, one of the top art schools within the area.
Okay.
But it wasn't an art school by any means.
But they still put pressure. People were, because you were good and got recognition, the pressure was there, oh, he must be able to paint or he must be able to...
Exactly,
Okay.
yeah. So my response to that was to run.
Okay.
I ran. Somehow I made it to grade 12 with my art, developed a portfolio, and out of all the portfolios that were in there, mine went missing for some reason. So I had to go back for another year of high school, a 6th year, to just build my portfolio.
Oh, wow.
Transition into design foundations. My main objective really was to play basketball in school.
Okay. Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, broke my right foot, broke my left foot. So that wasn't gonna happen. Transferred to another school. I'm all healed up. Going through issues at home, 2.5 hours to get to school, and working 2 jobs. Something had to give,
Yeah.
so basketball wasn't, like, I'm not paying my tuition,
Yeah.
you know, to pursue that. And in school, like, everything just became too much. While that was happening, I'm working in the social sector.
Okay.
At the Boys and Girls Club, another thing that I was very passionate about. And then from there, somehow, I got into my career as a community health worker. And then from there, I'm, you know, working with people. I create this initiative called Freedom Fridays.
Okay.
And it's something for the community to come together to celebrate artists, and then for artists to show off their talents.
Oh, nice.
It grew from like 6, 20, 48.
Just kept getting bigger.
Yeah, at one point we had about 1,500 people come out.
Wow. So was this free, like a free program?
Yeah, it was definitely
You started
free.
it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I started it with the help of some friends who became really invested. So it went from my thing to our thing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Part of how I was able to build it is I was able to find artists who I thought were very talented, but just, you know, they were just afraid. One of my pitches was, you know, don't be afraid to get outside of your comfort zone. So we would have these long talks. I would get them to, you know, give it a chance. They would come through and kill it.
Yeah.
They would fall in love with Freedom Fridays, and then the energy would build. Somewhere along the line, I sat back and I'm like, yo, Kofi, you're being a major hypocrite right now. So you're telling people to get outside of their comfort zone. Meanwhile,
You know, you're chilling in.
yeah, like you're afraid to paint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So at this time, you started this whole thing and you were painting.
I would not only paint, I wasn't drawing, I wasn't creating art.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like I'm in my career as a community health worker, so I'm in the community just like doing stuff.
Yeah.
I got married, we had our first child, you know, bought a house, like everything. During that span, about like 6-7 years, I wasn't creating art.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So, sorry.